Hello everyone and welcome to the Literacy Center Math tutorial. This is Meghna and today we are going to talk about another topic under fractions, that is how do we add fraction. So today we are going to talk about adding fractions. So let's dive in. So how do we do it? Before we start, we need to understand few things here. Let's talk about the common denominator. What is common denominator? The common denominator of a fraction is the number at the bottom. When we say that fractions have common denominator, it means they have the same number on the bottom. For example here, if you write 4 by 5 and 2 by 5, in these both the fractions you can see the number at the bottom is same. So such type of fractions have common denominator or same bottom number. Let's explore more about this. So let's see some examples to understand what do we know about the common denominator. The denominator of a fraction is the number of equal parts that the whole has been split into, as we all know. When two fractions have common denominators, that means both wholes have been divided into same number of equal pieces and each piece is of a same size. Let's see the diagrammatic representation to understand this more. If you look at the numbers here, first is 4 by 5. That is 4 parts out of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 parts. Let's see another fraction here, 2 by 5. That is 2 parts out of the 5 parts. So here we can say they have a common denominator, that is 5 and 5. When fractions have a common denominator, the equal parts are of the same size. You can see here 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 parts here, and 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 parts here are of same size. But if you see this number 1 by 3, one part out of the 1, 2, 3 parts, right? Here all these 3 equal parts are comparatively larger. So we can say that this fraction has a different denominator. The number at the bottom is different. Here it is 5, here it is 3. Let's explore about this more. So what do we understand by this? In order to add fractions, the fractions must have common denominator. We need the pieces of each fraction to be of the same size to combine them together. Let's take an example. What if I ask you to add these two numbers, 2 by 7 and 3 by 7? So here you can clearly see that these two fractions have the same denominator, that is 7. So the equal parts that a whole has been split into are the same size. Since the pieces are all the same size, we can add these two fractions together. Let's see how we can do this. You have a fraction 2 by 7, that is 2 parts out of the 7 equal parts. 3 by 7, that is 3 parts out of the 7 equal parts. The pieces are of the same size, so we can combine them together. We can add 2 by 7 and 3 by 7 by filling in an additional 2 boxes in the diagram. We can see that gives us a sum of 5 by 7. That is this. So what do we do here? We just simply add 3 plus 2 and 7 remains the same. So here is your answer. If you have a common denominator, you can simply add it and you can get the answer 5 by 7. So we can conclude that if you are adding two fractions with the common denominator or the common bottom number, you can combine them together by adding the numerators, the top numbers. The denominator will always stay the same because the size of the equal parts here does not change when you combine the two fractions together. Let's take another example. You have two numbers, 1 by 10 and 6 by 10, and I want you to add them. So they have the same denominator, that is 10. So they can be combined together. All you need to do is add the numerator 1 plus 6, that will be 7, and keep the denominator same. The bottom number stays the 10. You need to remember that denominator does not change because the sizes of the pieces stays the same. You are just counting up the total number of pieces between the two fractions. So 6 by 10 plus 1 by 10 will be 7 by 10. What we did here? We just added the numerator because denominator is same and it will remain same. So when you will add fractions, you need to remember a few things. When the fractions have common denominator, simply add the numerator and keep the denominator same. So is that easy, isn't it? So if you have any questions or if you need any help about this topic or about the tutorial, you can text us and you can email us and we will get back to you. Thank you.